Why did I sell my dream camera for the Sony A7C? What's up, J-Fam? So I got some questions when I posted that I sold my A7 Mark III to buy the Sony A7C. A lot of people were curious because if you've ever paid attention to the Sony camera market, you may know that this is technically a downgrade, or people refer to it as a downgrade. I personally don't see it as that, and I'll explain all of that in this video and why, if you have the Sony A7 III or any of the other A7 series, this might be the move. I purchased my Sony A7 Mark III in January of 2020. I upgraded from the Sony A6000 to the A7 Mark III because I thought my photos would be amazing. I thought I'd use all the functionality of that camera. I'm gonna use the 4K, I'm gonna use all these custom buttons, I'm gonna use all the scroll wheels, I'm gonna use everything, but I ended up actually not using it. So the benefits of an A7 Mark III are amazing. It has IBIS, which means the sensor is stabilized. It uses a full 35mm frame, so it captures so much. It's great at low light. Your quality is amazing. You get some great bokeh. It has such a fast processor for doing video or photos, but it does have its downside. Ever since I got into cameras, I was like, okay, the A7 is gonna be my dream camera. It's beautiful. I love the body style. I love what it can do. And when I actually had it, I used it for a while. I took some really amazing photos. I ended up buying a bunch of full frame lenses, which are super expensive. I ended up finding my favorite one. I'll talk about this in a second. But then I started to film more YouTube videos, and during the pandemic, I've been doing a lot less like professional, whether it be like portrait photos or car photos or any other things that I used to get paid for. And I mostly just film my own YouTube videos. And the problem with the Sony A7 III is the fact that it doesn't have a flip out screen, so you can't see yourself. And this is the rig I had to use so I could see myself. Yeah, it is massive. Imagine trying to carry that around. I literally couldn't vlog in public with that camera. I had to use the camera I'm using right now, which is like 5 years old, so sorry if the quality is kind of bad. But yeah, just to be able to see myself, I'd have to use this display, and these are like the smallest displays they have. And then when I pair it with a microphone like this, the D3 Pro, to get great audio, it was also heavy. And I honestly feel like it held me back from so many potential videos because it's so annoying to bring out that big camera, set everything up, and then try filming, when it's a lot more convenient to use a camera like this or your phone. And of course, like almost everything in my life, about 9 months later, Sony released the A7 Mark C, and this is basically the compact version of the A7 Mark III. It has the same sensor, same processor, IBIS, same battery, the newer Sony battery that lasts so long. It has basically all the benefits, the same size screen, except this one can do a flip out, which is like so helpful. Oh, it's so amazing. Another thing about this body is it is quite a bit smaller. I mean, that's okay. It's only like 100 grams lighter, but I mean, I did like the bigger Sony battery when you're shooting photos for a long time, and I think the biggest downside with this is the fact that it has a smaller viewfinder. That's kind of an L, but I've shot a couple photos with it. I mean, it's not the worst. I'm hoping that they come out with more adapters that can actually go around it. Unfortunately, it does not come off, but yeah, that is a downside. But I mean, this benefit, just being able to have a flip out screen, able to articulate so you can shoot up, you can shoot down low. It is amazing. And like I said, a lot of the videos I'm filming myself, especially during the pandemic, so being able to just like film like this, and it's so light and it just fits in your hand. Another great thing about this, you can do the same picture profiles. Also, it has an updated color science, which is really cool. But one of the just hold on a second. I'm gonna be making a video about this, basically solely on this really awesome thing that it has. This camera, along with some of the newest Sony cameras, it actually tracks the gyros inside of this, so it knows when you move it, and it can actually use that data in a Sony program to be able to stabilize your footage without having to use like a computer rendered stabilization. It stabilizes it based on the way the camera is moved. Insane. This is such a game changer because instead of having to use a gimbal, when you pair this with in-body image stabilization, your lens stabilization, and then that computer stabilization, it is going to be buttery smooth. When I figured that out the other day, I like literally cried. I thought the footage was amazing. I've tested this a little bit. I used it for one video on my main channel, but hopefully I'll be using it more. And the lens I'm using, I'm basically gonna solely use this lens unless I need to switch to a 50mm for photos. It's the Tamron 17-28 f2.8. It is my favorite lens. It also is paired with a, if you can see that lens filter, that's a Black Pro Mist 1/4. It makes the lighting smooth, and it also makes like your face look a little smooth, which is really cool. It's great when you're filming other people or just daily stuff because you don't always look the best. But yeah, this is amazing. It does have a weird noise. Like here, let me, I don't know if you could hear that, but that's the sensor moving, so it is stabilized when the camera's on, and when the camera's not turned off, it basically just like rests. It's kind of annoying. It didn't notice that with my A7 III, but I've noticed it with this camera. But other than that, that's like my first initial thoughts, telling you guys that I'm super excited for this. It is missing those custom buttons, like I said. It's missing the scroller wheel, that other one to focus, and a bigger viewfinder, and it is also missing the second SD card slot. So my biggest recommendation is, if you were like me and you got the A7 III, which is overkill, and you didn't use those features like the custom button, you weren't using a dual SD card backup, and you were filming yourself a lot and you need to be able to see yourself, this might be the move for you. It is technically a little bit cheaper, although I did pick up my Sony A7III for the same price as I picked this one up for. I did sell my A7III to someone locally, and I'm also gonna be selling some of my other equipment, but yeah, this is awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think and if you're excited for some more videos. Hopefully you're into photography so you see some more or video stuff, but yeah. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, fam. Peace.